London in spring is a perfect place and time to get married. And so it was on Wednesday for Stella Moris. Like for all brides, her wedding was unforgettable. But it was a ceremony like no other. Her husband is Australian Wikileaks founder Julian Assange, which meant the happy couple swapped vows in England's toughest maximum security jail, Belmarsh Prison. As their two infant sons watched on, Stella and Julian promised to try to lead as normal a life as possible. A bittersweet commitment, given the groom is facing extradition to the US and the prospect of 175 more years in jail if convicted of espionage. As dawn breaks into a stunning spring morning in London, it's a promising and perfect day for a wedding. And the anticipation is infectious.
So this is a bow tie. It has to go on your neck.
Oh, hey, sweetie. Oh, look at you.
In the middle of this happy chaos is bride-to-be Stella Moris.
Are you not finished yet?
3-year-old Max and 4.5-year-old Gabriel can't contain their excitement. They may not appreciate its full significance, but they know this will be a special day for their mum and for their father, Julian Assange.
Mum and Daddy? Yes! That's Daddy.
What have you told the boys, Max and Gabe, about what to expect?
We're going to go to see Daddy, and we're going to dress up. And Daddy and Mummy are going to tell each other how much they love each other and that they'll always be together.
Mommy.
I'm coming, you guys.
You're good.
You like me? You like my dress and my hair?
Dress, Mama.
You like my dress?
Wow, the big day.
Yeah. This is it.
You feeling excited?
Yes.
You seem very calm.
I'm just hoping it all runs smoothly.
No doubt this will be a wedding with a difference. Why is Mummy wearing such a beautiful dress?
Because you're going to a wedding.
Whose wedding are you going to?
Mama's a wedding.
Stay strong, Julian. We're fighting for you.
Their daddy, Australian Wikileaks founder Julian Assange, is on remand in maximum security jail, Belmarsh Prison, and has been for 3 years. Today, a small room within that prison becomes an escape to exchange vows. The prisoner becomes a groom. And it's just Julian. It's not Julian, the activist or the journalist or the prisoner.
Yeah.
It's Julian, your husband to-be.
Yes. Oh, I should put this down. Oh.
Oh, we're getting close. As we arrive at the prison gates, Julian Assange supporters are already waiting. Wow, there are a lot of people here. Will you come out as Stella Assange?
Yeah.
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 Why is it important to have this wedding day?
I want the world to know that we are a unit, that we're a family, despite the circumstances that are being done to us. And we want to celebrate our love.
Considering what Julian is facing, what does being together forever look like for you both?
Whatever happens, I'll be by his side. I'll fight for him until he's free.
So the final dress fitting and a Vivienne Westwood dress. We were with Stella in the week leading up to her wedding. It was a fraught time, following, as it did, the news that Julian Assange was one step further from freedom, having lost his appeal against extradition to the US. He's wanted there on espionage charges for publishing classified US military material from the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, and could face 175 years in jail if convicted. He's vowed to keep fighting.
How are you holding up?
don't know how to answer that question. Parrying a lot of blows all the time.
Friend and federal independent MP Andrew Wilkie has long campaigned for Julian's release, demanding the Australian government save him from the brutal Belmarsh Prison.
Julian exhibits the signs of someone who has undergone psychological torture.
What was it like for you to visit Julian in Belmarsh Prison?
I was quite affected by it. I mean, this is one of the UK's most notorious jails. It's a high-security prison where they put the worst of the worst. Murderers, terrorists, the worst of the worst.
But this week, preparing for a wedding behind bars has been made even more difficult by unexpected and seemingly mindless rules.
I have to get that, sorry.
Julian is calling in from jail. At the 11th hour, the couple's nominated witnesses have been banned from the ceremony by the prison.
They're jeopardising the wedding.
And on the grounds of preventing a security risk, no wedding photographs of the couple can be released.
Why are they threatened by a wedding picture? They're terrified of you being seen publicly. And we just want to get married, you know? We're just two people who want to get married. And it's been incredibly difficult to get to this point.
Theirs is the most unlikely love affair, born in the confines of the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where Julian spent 7 years as the world's most famous refugee. Even more shocking than his surprise arrest by London police in 2019 was the discovery of the secrets Julian left behind. Fiancée Stella Moris and their 2 children, Gabriel and Max. Is the park a favourite pastime, Stella?
Yes, yes.
Stella was working as a lawyer for Wikileaks in 2015 when she and Julian fell in love. By 2017, they were engaged and had their first son, Gabriel.
Go on an adventure.
Let's go on an adventure, yay! A year and a half later, along came the very independent Max.
Okay.
And together, despite their size, they're a delightful force of nature.
No. No.
While Max is on the run, Gabriel prefers to climb. Now the skinny bit. Is the skinny bit hard? That's good. And if you really need it, call out and I'll give you my other hand.
This isn't easy.
You're doing so well. To see Julian and the boys together, even in the circumstances of being within prison walls, what is that like to witness? Okay, jump.
Julian's very affectionate and they are drawn to him. They love hugging him and being hugged by him. It's fun. It's exhausting. But it's fun. It's fun.
Oh my goodness.
During the week, Stella is effectively a single mum.
Here he is. Come on, look.
But every Saturday, she takes the boys to visit Julian, ensuring he has a strong presence in their lives.
Daddy. Daddy.
We're gonna go see Daddy.
We're gonna go and see Daddy.
I still don't use the word prison. What they know is that there are bad people that are stopping Daddy from coming home. And that Daddy is a superhero.
A superhero who can't wait to get married, even if it's in prison.
The guard told us no open mouth kissing, so yeah, just, it's being told off like we're teenagers, you know.
The joyful sound of kids at play. The Assange boys, Max and Gabriel, enjoying a freedom their father, Julian, hasn't experienced for a decade.
I think you're a good runner. Such a good runner.
This is our favourite picnic spot, isn't it?
But having a family and deciding to marry Stella Moris from behind bars, despite all the restrictions, speaks of an unthwarted defiance and an enduring freedom of spirit.
Nothing is going to dampen the excitement for the day because this is our day. Yes, we could wait to have our wedding on our terms. It comes a point when just having the wedding is a wedding on our terms.
For Stella, it's been a week-long flurry of appointments and pickups as her wedding day approaches.
Hi, nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So this is your cake.
But the main priority always, fighting for Julian's release, has also been stepped up, with US prosecutors convincing the UK courts to reject Julian's appeal against extradition by promising to treat him humanely. So the reassurances offered by the US prosecutors don't reassure you?
Well, it's a complete misnomer. It's not assurances at all. It's a letter from the US government to the UK government. And in that letter, they don't rule out putting him in isolation, and in fact, isolation that the UK courts say will kill him. And so it's shocking that the UK courts have accepted those so-called assurances. And they're basically gambling with his life.
What do you think the chances are of Julian Assange being extradited? He keeps fighting, he keeps appealing. Do you think he could be successful?
Ultimately, extradition is by treaty and it's a political decision.
Attorney Preston Burton is an intelligence and security specialist. He believes Julian will ultimately face trial in America.
Given our government's relationship with the British government, I think my gut is that it would be extraordinary if Britain declined to extradite him. My sense is that that's going to probably occur by the end of this year.
Julian Assange faces 17 counts of espionage and 1 charge of conspiracy to commit computer intrusion, also known as hacking, for the release of nearly 750,000 sensitive military documents and videos between 2010 and 2011. He claims on receiving the material, he published it, like any journalist would, in the public interest, exposing alleged war crimes committed by US troops in Iraq.
There's only one decision!
The Assange supporters have painted the US response as one born out of embarrassment and feeling exposed, accused as they have been of war crimes. Is there any strength to that argument?
I think those of us who work in the criminal justice system often wonder, are we seeking to prosecute someone because they did something that harmed someone, or because we're mad at them? We're certainly mad at Julian Assange. Reporters aren't allowed to break into your house to get information to advance their story. Certainly the allegations are that he went the extra mile.
If Julian Assange is not a journalist, not a publisher, what is he?
That's a great question. I don't know what you'd describe him at. He's certainly someone who is an activist. I think intelligence community and governments would feel that he's nothing more than, someone clothing himself as a journalist, but he's actually engaged in espionage. So I'm not going to put a label on him. That's for others to do.
And others have basically said he's a spy.
Yeah, and that he's reckless, and that he's serving no beneficial purpose other than to benefit himself.
The Australian government should step in.
And do what exactly?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get him out, to put an end to this. If there's a political intervention from the US, there can be a political intervention from Australia to put an end to this.
Why do you think Australia doesn't act?
Because it doesn't care about its citizens. Because it will throw its citizens under a bus.
But there are many others who do care about Julian Assange. Iconic London designer Vivienne Westwood has donated Stella's wedding dress.
Like this, or like that.
You look beautiful.
Her support for the couple to be stitched into a permanent reminder.
To me, Vivienne, Julian is a pure soul and a freedom fighter. May the holy life force bless your marriage.
As she prepares to marry the man of her dreams, Stella reflects on how much life has changed.
Well, we're never together alone. When we're sitting in the visitors' hall, he has to sit down on one chair. We have to be on the other side. It's all policed. The other day we were kissing and the guard told us no open mouth kissing. So we have to, it's being told off like we're teenagers,
It's hard to conduct a love affair under those circumstances.
Well, you adapt. You adapt. If that bond is there, it's there.
On Wednesday, Stella arrived at Belmarsh Prison to seal that bond in marriage.
Okay, good luck. Thanks. This is the moment.
With Julian's brother on hand, she made her way inside the prison gates to what would be, through circumstance, a very private affair. The smallest guests, dressed to match their father, stealing the show. Three and a half hours later, an emotional Mrs. Stella Assange emerged to acknowledge her supporters and her new husband.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what to say. I'm very happy. I'm very sad.
I know, Stella.
I love Julian with all my heart.
Oh, bless you.
And I wish you were here. I wish you were here.
And now, for the first time, Stella reveals the precious details of what went on behind those prison walls.
He said that I looked amazing. Yeah. And he looked really good in his kilt. Yeah. And he'd cut his hair.
So he looked pretty sweet.
Yeah. Clean shaven. Yeah.
To exchange vows, what was that moment like?
Really beautiful. We hugged and it was like we weren't in a prison. For a moment, the prison walls disappeared. The guards and the prisoners and the visitors were all saying congratulations. And when Julian came in as well, they started clapping.
Oh, that must have felt great.
Yeah, yeah.
Despite the excitement and support of those waiting outside, the hardest moment of all, after committing to spending the rest of her life with Julian, Stella had to leave prison without him.
It felt cruel. Nothing should separate a bride and groom on their wedding day.
So a day of happiness, great happiness, and a day of sadness.
Yeah. incredibly bittersweet. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes, segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.